Hello, Jebeh Edmunds here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mrs. Edmunds Cultural Corner. Before we start with our new book review, I wanted to remind you that this channel is focused primarily on classroom strategies and diverse books and their diverse authors. It's been a big passion of mine to share with you as many aspects of multicultural education that you, the educator, can use in your classroom as well as in your community. So, going back to our episode with another great read, it is called Magnolia Flower, written by the late Zora Neale Hurston and adapted by Ibram X.Kendi. He is best known for his book, How to Be Anti-Racist. It's also illustrated by Loveis Wise. I am so excited to share with you this book. It is wonderfully made, and it is a story that Zora Neale Hurston had published in a newspaper called The Spokesman in 1925. So it's kind of neat that Ibram X.Kendi brought it back to younger audiences. The illustrations are just beautiful. Look, it kind of even matches my back wall back here. That's one of my favorite colors, is this turquoise color. Also, what I love about this book, the illustrations just pop. And another cool hint, the story is told by the trees and the rivers. And that, I thought, was a really cool twist on how to do this story. It is a historical fiction story, kind of has some fairy tale elements in it. Bentley is the main character, and he comes across this village called the Maroons. And the Maroons are a group of escaped slaves that start their own community down south. There are even some Maroons that came to the island of Jamaica that helped revolt against the English settlements there. So it talks about Bentley and him meeting a Cherokee woman named Swift Deer. They had a daughter that they named Magnolia Flower. And it talks about the hardships that the indigenous and the African Americans had faced. It also centers around Magnolia Flower later on in the story and how her upbringing was affected, who she met and fell in love with. His name is John, and talks about even more in depth of relationships in the sense of the hardships that people are facing in this time, the impact that slavery had on Black Americans, as well as the Trail of Tears and the result of that with the indigenous people. So this book has lots of human and fantasy type elements. It also touches on a love story that lasts a lifetime. This book is really well done. I love how Ibram X.Kendi wanted to bring this story back to the younger generations to read Zora Neale Hurston's work. He also includes a wonderful historical note, and he also talks more in depth about the Maroon people, as well as the communities that were affected by the US government at that time. I honestly would recommend this book for primary, just to read the story. The author even suggested ages 4 and up. When you're reading to your primary kiddos, just read the story. Developmentally, they don't quite understand the events that are occurring, that the impact and the depth that it could have. But I honestly would start this book 3rd grade and up. This would be a great starting point to learn more about the indigenous people and the Trail of Tears, as well as the African enslaved people here and the Maroon community of how that started. So awesome book. If there's other books you'd like me to showcase on my channel, please drop your suggestions in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Mrs. Edmunds Cultural Corner. That's all I have for you today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.